Hey everybody! I haven't posted an update video in quite some time, but it's a new year, so we might as well start things off right. So for the big news today, the channel just broke 1,000 subscribers. Words cannot express how much it means to hit this milestone. It was my goal for 2015 to get to that mark, and even though it happened a few weeks after the year ended, it doesn't make things any less special in my eyes. Because of that, I want to thank you all so much for your continued support. It's really humbling, and I know that I couldn't have gotten here alone. So I want to take this time to thank all of you, my friends, my fellow cast members, my family, my girlfriend Ashy, we finally did it, baby, all the subscribers, everyone. All of these projects are labors of love, and they'll never stop being that as long as we work on them. I plan to set my sights even higher for this year, so I hope you'll keep enjoying the ride, because we're not slowing down. Okay, all the mushy bits aside, I do want to reflect on 2015 as well, because it ended up being incredibly busy. I guess to start off, my personal life changed a lot, but whose doesn't over the course of a year. I moved into a new house last spring with some longtime friends, and it's been pretty sweet. I even get to live with dogs for the first time, I never get to have pets as a kid. So it's been quite an adjustment for me, but things have been turning out rather well. Great guys I live with, it's just a fun, house full of 20-somethings, usual. I traveled a bit this year too. I went to Vancouver at the beginning of 2015. I play Magic the Gathering a lot, or I used to play it a lot, competitively, so I went to a Grand Prix in Vancouver. It might be my last one for a while, because I'm dialing back how much I'm playing Magic, just, other things in life are becoming a bit more important to me. But I at least was able to put up my best finish ever at a Grand Prix, so I was pretty happy leaving the trip on that note. And I also went to San Antonio for San Japan this past summer. I also got to meet some of the people who I've worked with, who you've heard on this channel, in person for the very first time. Tyler Simpsonis, Milla Ninja, Ability Phoenix Dib, and, Sakurai Ashy, my girlfriend, we got to meet up for the very first time. We had been a couple for over 18 months at that point, and this was the first time we'd ever been able to be together in person, and it was quite an emotional time for the both of us. I remember when I got to the airport, everyone came down to meet me, and she was kind of being shy and hiding away behind a pillar, so when I went around, I kind of just poked her on the shoulder, and then I picked her up and kissed her, so it was a pretty fun way to introduce myself. It was also just a really fun week, too. We had tons of Smash games, we went to lots of great restaurants, ate tons and tons of food. A 42-inch pizza was a notable one. I stayed up till 3 AM finishing our cosplays the night before the convention started. If you're curious, I made a Proto Man costume. It turned out pretty fucking sweet, too. And this was also my first time at an anime con, so that was a new experience, too. I'd have to say the highlight of the con itself for me would have to be going to Team 4 Star's 18 Plus panel, and after we got to meet Takahata01, Masako X, Kaiser Neko, and just chat with them afterward. It was really cool. They were really cool guys, and it was just nice to kind of talk with them one-on-one. I actually got to tell Takahata, I told Takahata what I do with my YouTube channel, and I told him about the Mega Man things, and I know his reply was like, "Do you base any of your voices off Mega Man 8? And my reply was like, "God, no, I pick good thing. I pick, good source material." Or I said something like, I prefer people take original takes, but I said something like, Mega Man 8 is just a bad reference, so I had a bit of a chuckle with that. But it was fun. They're cool guys, and I would love to, go to another thing like that and just meet them again, or, maybe if there's a chance, maybe work with them in some capacity in the future, but that's a big step, so I'm not holding my breath, but at the same time, it would be cool if that opportunity ever opened. Otherwise, the rest of my personal life had some other ups and downs to go through. My parents were finally able to sell their house. This was the home I grew up in. My brother and his wife, they're expecting their first child very soon, so I'll get to be an uncle, which is really cool. My oldest cousin got married in September, and his wedding weekend was a blast. We went to Calgary for the weekend, we got up to, shenanigans, basically. It was fun. My job aspects have been about the same, I'm still at the same place I have been. I had some more responsibilities this year, which is at least a little better. I had a lot of new people to train too, so it's been busy to say the least. I'm also, tossing out lines for voiceover jobs where I can find them. Just stuff on, say, Casting Call Club, BTVA, Facebook groups, just wherever I can find them, just any kind of networking resources I have, I try to just toss out lines where I can. Hopefully I get a bite at some point. I also lost a couple people this past year, which it sucks, but you know, people die, things happen. It's not an easy thing to really take in, but you just kind of have to deal with it. Life. It was one of my older uncles, and it was a close friend of mine. We started out working together about 5 years ago and we became pretty good friends, just hung out a fair bit, just drinking buddies too. He was a really good guy. He'd been dealing with cancer for a few years, and he lost his battle in July. So we gave him enough of a strong send-off where I think we'll start making it an annual thing at the very least, to just celebrate his memory and, you know, just have a big party and have some good times in his name. But these aren't really complete thoughts or anything. I just wanted to at least sum out how my life has been going in this past year. So without further ado, let's go talk about some projects, because Blair. So the big draw of the channel has still been the Mega Man 3 arc. You know, if you kept up, I released Mega Man 46 last week, and we've got a couple more issues to go yet. I do have a tentative plan to include issue number 49 with this main arc, as I do see it as a bit of an epilogue to the storyline. Plus, I think it'll be a nice way to bring back all the Robot Masters for one last hurrah before we move on to new projects. I do also plan to dub 53 and 54 at some point, but it will likely be separate from the rest of the series, mostly because I want some time to work on other projects that I've had in mind for the channel. Those are a secret though, and you know, I know some of you guys might want to see stuff other than Mega Man. I know it is popular on this channel, but at the same time, like, you gotta keep things fresh when you can, so 53, 54 will be on the list, but I just don't know when that's gonna happen. So, like, it might be a little while, but I know some of you guys are patient, so they will come soon, I just don't know when. In between some Mega Man issues in November, actually, I also brought out Sonic Comic Origins Into the Unknown. It's the one that introduces, like, Silver's role in Worlds Unite, and it sets up the Silver Age for him, so it was a fun little issue to do. It was just, you know, myself, Tyler, Vince, and Pedro, just a nice small cast, really strong cast too, and I really liked how it came out. I did also mainly release it just, I wasn't sure how holiday festivities were going to affect when 46 got released, so I wanted to at least have a little bit of a placeholder there, so I wasn't going too long between releases. And it also gave me a chance to test out text bubble fades for future comic dubs, which I'll keep on going with because they turned out to be a lot easier than I thought they'd be. And I really wanted to try to be the first guy to voice Professor Von Schlemmer, because he just looked like a fun character to do, and he's a really fun voice for me, so I look forward to maybe doing him again at some point, because that was just fun. And over the past year, I've also been given a larger role with Star Post Productions. I assisted Tyler and Dib with some of the audio work for Chaotix Quest. I basically just ended up being another body to help lighten the workload at that point, but hey, it's just what you gotta do to, like, you know, get stuff done. We got Chaotix Quest done. The reception has been nothing short of amazing. If any of you guys here haven't heard of it or haven't watched Chaotix Quest, or at least Star Post, I'll leave a link in the description just so you can go check it out for yourselves. I'm also happy to announce for that channel I'll be directing some projects in the future. Primarily I'll be the Mega Man guy, so I'll be taking the directorial hold on the Mega Man series under Star Post, so we'll be starting with the first arc. I think you may have seen a casting call posted by us like ages ago. Everything's casted for now, just as a heads up if anybody's going to ask. We're not actively looking for other people at the moment, just we're focusing on getting what's done on our plate and just kind of setting up stuff for ourselves. So it's great to hear if some of you are eager to, like, want to try voice for stuff, but at the same time, like, if we're looking, we'll post, obviously, but I don't want to guarantee anything, obviously, but anyways, I'll be doing Mega Man stuff, starting from the beginning, and just kind of going forward like that. We've got a fantastic cast for it. I'm really happy with how the cast for it is turning out, so I think when it finally does come out, it's going to be, you know, it'll be on the bar with what we did for Chaotix Quest, if not setting the bar even higher, and same with other works we have in the future too. So other than that, like, we're all very busy people, so for Star Post, it's our hope that we'll have something new out in 2016 for you guys. So if you're tuning in, I know you've been waiting patiently for more content, but you know, just hang tight a little bit longer. We're trying our hardest to get stuff out when we can. It's just we're all super busy, so we don't really have like a set in stone thing yet. But when we have it out, it's going to be great. I know you guys will know it'll be worth the wait. And lastly, I just want to give a shout out to all the other channels and people that I've worked with over the last year. And you know what? Make sure to take a look at their stuff too. There's Donnie Girl 12, Tasha, mostly stuff like her Sonic number 172. She did this as an homage to Kova Bomb's first dub. And you know, it was his work that inspired a ton of us to start voice acting. So it was kind of just, you know, paying respects to the guy that started it all. Her Sonic Boom shorts, her Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass series, One Piece chorus. I got brought into that because apparently I can sing. I never really tried before, but I'm Brooke in that, the singing Afro skeleton. I filled in for Sanji for this Christmas thing last too, but mostly I'm Brooke. So I'm a fruity musical skeleton. Dark Cloud 1267, Brandon, Champions Arc, that was his big thing this year, along with some other projects, and he's got some more coming soon, which they'll be a fun time. Hyper voice acting, Worlds Collide series, Sonic and Mega Man. I helped him put out Mega Man number 1718 prototype. I was excited when he told me he was doing that, because I've been really wanting to do prototype as Blues for a long time, like basically since I started. So this was kind of like fulfilling a nice little goal for myself, and it came out fantastic. We also did The Nightmare Before Christmas, right before Christmas Eve. He did the main reading of the poem itself, and I just contributed my voice to be Jack Skellington. It came out really nice too. I actually got some feedback from my family. It says that was really good, and it was just fun. It's just nice doing, like, you know, getting out of your comfort zone a little bit. That was a fun way to do it. Shout out for one, Sonic number 187. It was Mammoth Mogul and Bark in that. She's got some other stuff coming soon. Sonic 174 is another one. I'll be SBO in that, and she'll always have some projects coming out, so I'll usually be a regular, hopefully, in a lot of her stuff. Sonic Comic Parodies. If you haven't seen this guy yet, his channel's dedicated to basically making the Sonic comics into an abridged series. There's a lot of really funny ones on there. It's also a chance for me just to, like, ad-lib stupid shit and put it out there as various characters, like talking about SBO doing a bunch of cocaine, or I filled in as Sonic for Mike for the Christmas Carol thing. So I got to do that too. It just to have, like, lots of fun with a bunch of silly roles. You get to do a bunch of silly things, and he's a pretty good writer in terms of, like, his comedy and whatnot, so it's been hilarious. Shadowclaw X, I helped him with Sonic 169, being Sonic in that, as well as some other fan dubs of Sonic-based cutscenes. We also did Future Tense, where I reprised Mammoth Mogul like I did for a lot of other series. And Michael 154, you know, big old Mike himself. This is for the Iron Dominion series, and just in general, you know what, Mike, if you're watching this, thanks for being just a really awesome Shadow Man, at least for my project. So I'm so glad I was able to find you for Shadow Man specifically, because I don't think anyone can do him better. I know you're the only guy, but you easily made yourself the definitive voice for him, at least in my eyes. Jordan the Cat, I helped her with a few small projects here and there. There's some more coming out in the future. Tyler and myself, we donned our Chaotix gear and did, like, a fan dub of the last scene of Team Chaotix' stuff in Sonic Heroes. So again, that was pretty fun too. We had Jordy was just being charming. Mr. Pasquale does an awesome Eggman. Like, he's probably one of the best Eggmans I've heard. So go check it out on that. It's a fun little scene we did. And also Doomerang stuff. He's been pretty quiet for a while, but go check out his Waves of Change series. I was in that as Captain Stryker. And as well, the latest part of Scourge Lockdown, he did bring me on to be Lightning Lynx, which, if you haven't heard me do Lightning Lynx, it's basically just the SBO tone, but I do a more, like, Asian accent, so it's a slightly more racist tone of SBOs and Ninja. I liked how it came out, though, so go check out Lockdown if you want to see some Scourging. Elson Wong, he He's been moving away from the Sonic community, but he's been doing some really nice projects as of late. I'd say check out Nordgard. I did a couple of extras in that, and he did an audio compilation of a comic called Lackadaisy. It's a really fun comic set on the backdrop of 1920 St. Louis, so during the Prohibition. I voiced a character called Nicodème Savoy. He's a Cajun bootlegger, which I never got to do that type of accent before, but just seeing that, and it was just a very low, lazy, very slow, laid-back tone. It was really fun to do that character, and I'd love to do him again in a heartbeat. So if you like Lackadaisy or know what it is, go check out Else and stuff. Same with Nordgard. He's also got a couple other things to work, I think, like Dreamkeepers and Beyond the Western Deep, I think it's called. Like just some good webcomics and stuff. They're good. Like, go check it out, seriously. He has very good quality, like, audio work on his project, so they're very fun to listen to. And lastly, Chris B. Dude. Known this guy for ages, but I'm appearing in his dub of Not Enough Rings, and I'm being Sonic for it. They're just little comedic comic strip shorts of the Genesis Sonic games, so it's basically a chance for me to be Sonic and just go full ham. It was really fun to do, and I'm excited to do. He got the Sonic 1 stuff out recently, so I'm super excited this week to record for the Sonic 2 stuff, and I have a Tails I can beat up on, so that'll be fun too. Because who doesn't like beating up on Tails in Sonic 2 and 3? It's hilarious. Well, mostly in Sonic 2, because Tails doesn't do shit. At least in 3, he can fly you around and swim and whatnot. Anyway, Not Enough Rings. It's a fun little comic. Go check it out. Chris Bidu's channel. Good times. I'm sure there are other people who I can't remember at this moment, but, you know, one final shout out to everybody who I've been able to work with this past year, and here's to another year and even more than that. So, have a great 2016, YouTube. There'll be more to come before you know it. Peace out.